Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff. So in this video, we're going to check out Aespa's dance practice for illusion. As usual, I'm late to this. Wow, the music. Hey. Wow. That was a strong intro. Hey. Oh, that drop down. Okay, you know what, Giselle? Love that. I like that it's very strong from the very side, because she didn't have to go that hard for that, because it's just the intro. But I guess because the music is like, you know, a siren, like it needed to be strong from the very beginning. So even simple movements just like that needed to be strong. Like I wouldn't have minded actually if it was a little bit kind of gentle, but no, she went for it. And then this one, I love Giselle's lines here with the knee sticking out, the body line, and then so when she does this drop, that was very effortless. That was very LA. I've seen this move a lot in LA, or in Vancouver, in music videos, in Hollywood. You know, this is not a new move. Like she wasn't afraid to go down that low. Her form is great. Like when you do these kind of moves, the support is on the toes. All of your weight is there. And you really need to study how to stabilize that so that when you do that move, you don't wobble. It's strong. And like, it's exactly what she did here. It's like a very striking drop down. Right? Okay, and let me see the other girls at the back. That was very symmetrical. Oh, that's very, yeah, it's very precise. That's cool, because it's like one after the other. It's like different with like Ningning and Karina, like down, and then Winter up above. That's very clean. Hey, Ningning. I like the way Ningning moves because it is very hip hop. I've mentioned this on Block Mamba. Like these are simple moves, but you know there's a certain bounce to the way she moves. Hey. Oh, that's almost like, are they gonna whack? Are they gonna vogue? Oh. That's a drop. A dynamics was like kind of whispery, sneaky, and then like hit it a little bit harder. The footwork. I feel like that might be a little bit difficult. Let me wait a little bit. This dance requires a lot of control because it's very close to the body, the movements. So that bit there really requires a lot of presence because the movement is quite small. So the energy needs to be contained in a way where it's just projected in the smaller movements. But the power is in the continuity of the movements. The movement isn't stopping, it keeps moving. It's kind of like karate or like martial arts, you know, like there's a certain kind of dance to it. Well, this is a dance, but you know what I mean. But like the body keeps moving even though it's like small. See, right? Like with the shoulders and then with the head, like it's not stopping. The dynamics there, right? Like we get those like continuous movements, small movements close to the body, and then they hit us with those like big fast double movements. And here too, that bounciness is there. I actually really like how Karina did it here the most out of all of them here. I think I pointed out before that I'm seeing a lot of balletic kind of influences from Karina's movements, the way she dances. But I feel like just because she, I don't know if she still studies ballet or she's doing a lot of hip hop, but like from what we've seen from Aespa so far, it's really allowing her to grow more in the hip hop realm. Like her footwork here is really nice actually. There's enough detail in the foot. It's not just like stepping. There's actually like bounce to the hips, to the knees, like all throughout her legs. And there's enough power in it too. See this one here, with this hand, I wish for a little bit more bend on this part for the lines. I don't know if you guys saw that. Like there's a little bit more kind of wave to the shoulder, to the side. I don't know if that's what they agreed upon. From the is just kind of like more of an arm thing. What would have improved that just a little bit, just a hair, is that if when you do this, there's just a little bit more wave in the body on the side. But do they have enough time? Yeah, they have enough time for that body roll because it's quite spaced out. There's enough space there for it. But I can say that. But if this is what they taught, then of course they're right. I guess it would have just been my preference. Yeah, just a little bit more wave in the upper body would it be nice. Because going into that, oh my god, Karina's footwork is insane. Right? Like that, oh my god. See, if it was like, boom, like with that upper body wave, and then it goes into like the feet work being that fluid, then that would have been so cool. I like Giselle's height of the, how high she lifted up her foot. Here, is just higher than, I think, it's higher than Karina's. So Winter's is actually a little bit more on an attitude. So an attitude, I guess it's like arabesque on attitude. That's more of like a ballet term. When an attitude is it's a little bit more bent, like what she's doing here. Hers is a little bit more open towards the audience. Ningning's is also a little bit more open, but I like the height of Giselle's foot because you really see the separation from that to that move. And then even like with, going forward, that was nice too. It's very hip hop. Yeah, I like Karina's land there and the step. Winter is moving quite, not as hip hop. The other girls are moving, there's obvious hip hop influences there, but Winter's there's a certain carefulness to the way she's moving. But it works for the camera though because it's very commanding in that way. It's just a different interpretation. So it's gonna be more of a preference thing. With this one, I'm loving the hip hop influences in between the moves because we don't always get that from Aespa. So if there was like an opportunity for like hip hop influences like that, then it's great that most of them are taking it. Winter, I think the way she's attacking this is more so how they've been doing choreographies in their past title tracks, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's gonna be a very preferential thing. For me, I'm loving the hip hop influences. I like those little details too. This could have been a little bit more established. That part, da. Like, is it closed hand or is it like open hand? Yeah, because the girls here, theirs is closed. Winter's just open, just a little bit, just a hair. But like, it's obvious to me because that's because the moves are drawn in. You know, it's something kind of, it draws you in, the move, and then you notice those kind of details because it's like, pay attention to me. Hey, yes! Oh, Karina did that well. Like you know, that like the head turn. I don't know if you guys have seen some of my reactions where I'm just like, you know, the head really helps the position of the head, because I think specifically for idols, you know, we don't use, they don't use a lot of their head in the movement unless it's like specifically choreographed that way, because of the cameras, you know, you have to project that way, and I understand that. But when you have nuances like that kind, you know, like boom, like that's very hip hop, and I appreciate that because from Karina we're seeing a lot of hip hop influences, and when it doesn't require hip hop influences, then she goes back to, you know, more like the kind of K-pop in quotation type of dancing. There's K-pop is so broad nowadays, but like, you guys know what I mean. I'm just gonna refer it for that specific reason, but that doesn't mean it's the right term, okay? I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Would have liked a little bit more pop there. That, you know, I would have liked a little bit bigger of a pop. They're synchronized there, okay? See, with Ningning, you know, like even her transitions, look at like her shoulders, the way her body's moving, it's so nice. Do we know if she trained in LA? You know, or like in underground type of dance crews? Like, what's her training like? I don't think I've ever learned about it. Is she just specifically SM? But you're seeing it, right? Like, I brought this up in one of my other reactions to another girl group reaction. I just don't like it when, and that could be very preferential, like there are some choreographies where the formation is changing, but like the girls are literally just walking. What I said there, it's okay, that makes sense for TV, you know, or like cameras, because you don't see them transitioning. But in a dance practice video, or like in concerts or in a live performance, you will see that they're just walking, which isn't as ideal per se. But with Ningning here, you know, look, she just stepped back, right? She just stepped back, but there's like a certain kind of movement, continuous movement in her body. And then I love the extension here. Look at, oh my God, Giselle's extension, hello! Okay, look at that. Oh, it's so nice. The head positioning helps a lot, because like, look, with her going like this, it really elongates the upper body, and same with Karina there too. It's a different type of extension, but both work really well. I do prefer Giselle's shape here better, but it could be the camera angle, because I feel like if we were just a little bit kind of to the side, then we might get the same shape for Karina. Yeah, I'm really like Ningning's bounce there. It's so simplistic. Simple. Look, boom, boom. Hey, right? And then she stops when she needs to. It's not over. Hey. Okay, we saw more of Ningning's interpretation there for that move. I think what I'm liking about Karina's interpretation of this move, just a little bit better than the other girls, is because you see a clear difference between the top and the lower body. There's like when the lower body is like, you see the twist. Yeah, for some reason, The other girls are just appearing a little bit more straighter than Karina's body line in this. I don't know if it's because she's a little bit taller that she can lower her body just a little bit, because when you lower your body a little bit more, then your knees will stick out just a little bit more. And that will create a more dynamic shape. Yeah, like when Karina's knees points out, it's like you see the separation better. I'm really wanting a little bit more body waves in this part. But maybe that's not the move. I like that. This one I would like a little bit more hips in that, just so that it's a little bit more kind of, just so that there's a little bit more presence. Like Ningning is doing it really well there. So I would have, yeah, those body like little bit nuances in that. Because this choreo isn't very powerful per se. Like the power of, like what I mentioned earlier, the power of this choreography is in the nuances, because it's very close to the body, and then so how do you make that more powerful? How do you make that a better presentation? So Ningning's got the right idea with, you know, like it's continuous movement. You know, you're almost like belly dancing, or like hula dancing. You know, there's like, it's just continuous. The hips, the shoulders. See, look, ugh, Ningning, Jesus. The level change is so apparent. Boom, bah. And then with that like little head tilt up, adds so much. Did the girls do the head? Okay, so Karina did it a little bit differently because she kind of just stayed to the camera. Giselle did it slightly, she tilted up just slight. And then with Winter is very little, but I like Ningning's the most in that segment. Bah, right? Is just more powerful. Ow! Okay. We got head whipping! We got head whipping! I didn't expect this from Aespa. Okay, the thing with head whipping, that was almost calculated in a way. The thing with head whipping is like you can't hesitate. You can't. I'm not saying they are hesitating, but like, you know, just for like tips and advice for, you know, aspiring dancers out there. If you're gonna do like a head whip type of move, you can't hesitate. You need to go for it. But of course, with the music. Wait. I don't want. I like, okay, the head whips, I like Karina's the most. Ningning didn't do it though. Yeah, you can tell that they were careful with that head whip as to not come off vulgar. And that's fine. I can appreciate and understand. I can appreciate and understand the carefulness. Hey. Okay. Love the attitude. Wow. Ningning's so good. Great. Great. We'll go with great. Look at that control. Oh my God. Boom. Held. More. Right? Like she understood the dynamic. Like that was very controlled. Yeah, the form is great. It made the move stick out. Oh, that move again. It's actually harder, like you can tell, this choreography is hard because it is quite continuous, and sometimes it is harder to do the moves smaller because it requires a lot more control and focus than when you're going like ham. Right? Like those like body waves and stuff, that requires a lot of energy. But kudos. Okay. I really like this choreography. I think there is a choreographer version, but I really appreciate the difference from their other title tracks. With this one, we really got more of an insight to what they can do in terms of like certain hip hop moves and certain hip hop influences. And I'm sure a lot of you guys appreciate that too. Yeah, it's nice to see the change. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for watching with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, do like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure you take that notification bell so you don't miss any content from me. And if you'd like to get to know more about me, do check out my Instagram and Twitter down below.